Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might.
What's up, everybody? It's Storm here once again, and today I'm bringing you another Digimon video. Today we're going to be discussing about the next Digimon story game that have been confirmed to be focusing on the Olympus 12. And today I'm going to give you a breakdown who are the Olympus 12s are. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's dive on in. Alright, let's get started. We got confirmation this year that the next Digimon story game we don't know if it's going to be called Cyber Sleuth, but we're just going to call it Digimon Story for now. That is confirmed that the next story is going to focus on the Olympus 12. And you may be thinking, who is the Olympus 12? Well, you may not know of this, but they are the, I wouldn't say not enemies, but they're more like rivals compared to the Royal Knights. And if you have played Cyber Sleuth or Hacker Memory, the Royal Knights are knight-based Digimons that follow the great tree Yggdrasil of the digital world and basically follow its orders. And for the Olympus 12, they work similarly how the Royal Knights are, but they believe they're in a higher power of judgment because they are representative of gods. The Royal Knights are they represent the Greek mythology of the gods like Zeus, Hera, and the rest of them. So to better understand the Royal Knights, I'm going to give a breakdown of each Royal Knight, their power, and what could it mean for the next Digimon story. Here we have Junoman, who is the reference of Zeus. He got 3 attacks called May Bolt, Punish Judge, and Wild Plasmid. Next we have Junoman Wrath Mode. When he succumbs to his anger, he unleashes his divine punishment on his foes. Here he has 3 abilities: Chrono Divide, Lightning Beam, and Dino's Thunder. Next we have Junoman, which is the partner and lover of Junoman. She represents Hera. She has 3 abilities also, which are Needle Hive, Graceful Lance, and Love Basket, which is a great support ability for Junoman Thunder attacks. Similar to Junoman, Juno also have a form called Heretic Mode, which is basically if you ever cut her time with Junoman or cause harm to any type of way, her inner darkness in her heart will come out to unleash 3 vicious attacks: Welcome Demise, Chain Lash, and Lair's Banishment. Next we have Apollomon, who is the representative of basically Apollo, self-explanatory. He got 4 devastating attacks called Sun Ball Blast, Sun Fire Punch, Sun Punch Arrow, which is called Arrow of Apollo, and Iron Spikes. Next we have Bakusman, which is the partier of the Olympus 12. He will always love a good fine drink, especially the finest wine. He will do requests for any Digimon that he befriends that they offer him some sun to drink. He got 3 abilities: Cook of the Abyss, which is also called Cook of the Hell, Party of the Heavens, and Reversal of the Dead. Next we have Crestmon, who is a reference of the goddess of harvest, Demeter. Her special attacks are Island Freefall, Burning Blood Shell, Fruit of Felechi, and Famus. Here we have Crestmon True Form, Crestmon Medium. Other Digimons refer to her as a mother, giving off the vibe how she cares for other Digimons who are lower than her. She will actually show her true form only to Digimons that she trusts, but also giving smaller Digimons food and shelter if needed. But do not cross paths with this Digimon. If you threaten any plant life or any Digimon, this Mother Nature will unleash her power of a god. Next we have Dynamon. She originally appeared in the first 2 Digimon story games, and she is also the polar opposite of Apollomon. She is the reference for the goddess of the moon, Diana. Her attacks are Crescent Harken, Arrows of Artemis, and Goodnight Moon. Next we have Marsmon, who is the reference of the God of War himself. He is happily rely on victory and glory in battles and will not hesitate to use dirty tricks to get the upper hand in battle. His special attacks are Corona Sanctions and Mugen Haido. Next we have Mercurymon, a Digimon who always boasts to be the fastest in the digital world and also the reference of the God Messenger Hermes. His special attacks are Thousand Fists, Spiritual Enchant, Mirage Image, and Kurakion. Next we have Minervamon, who is a very short physique, have a very powerful strength, and a very short temper that nobody wants to deal with. But when she becomes her other transformation, Minervamon, she is referred to as the goddess of wisdom and strategy. Her special attacks are Strike Roll, Madness Merry-Go-Round, Dominion Blade, and Olympus Slash. Here we have Mervamond, which is Minervamon Mature Transformation. In this form, she has a calm and more peaceful mindset that is able to help her strategize in battle. Now with this form, she gets 2 extra abilities along with Minervamon abilities from before, which are Night Stalker and Love Poison. Here we have Natsuman, who is a reference of King Neptune. Natsuman governs all aquatic Digimons in the sea, who relies in a abyss sanctuary. Any Digimon that is able to withstand the depths of the sea may enter his chamber. He has divine attacks of Vortex Infiltrate, Waves of Death, Gates of Atlantis, and Terrible Bite. Next we have Venusmon, who is referred to as the goddess of love and beauty. She keeps her eyes covered so she don't swoon any Digimon who gaze upon her pupils. But her different method of fighting is different compared to the other Olympus 12. She uses a fighting style that pacifies the opponent's heart with each gesture. Her attacks are Healing Therapy, Love You, and Peace Fantasia. Here we have Volcanusmon. He is the god of smith and fire. He's basically Hephaestus, the smith god in the mythology. His special attacks are Pinpoint Weapon Work, Appropriate Works, and Bomber Art. And here we have the final member, Plutomon. And I bet you're wondering if this is the Olympus 12, why there's 13 members in total. That's the funny thing is, Plutomon was actually removed from the Olympus 12 by Junoman due to his cruelty on how he delivered his punishment on Digimons. Plutomon is referenced as Hades, basically the god of the underworld or the god of dead. His special attacks are Haggard Cluster, Hell's Gate, and Chaos Light. Now that you met the Olympus 12 members, now is on to how would they fit in the next Digimon story. And if you have played Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, or Hacker Memory, we got introduced to the Royal Knights, which is Omnimon, Alphamon, Alpha Digimon, Dynamon, etc., who follow the rule of the Great Tree Yggdrasil that resides in the digital world. I bet you're wondering, wait, if we was able to go to the digital world at the end of Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker Memory, how come we did not see the Royal Knights besides Dynamon? Well, to answer that question, technically there are multiple digital worlds, not just one, and the Olympus 12 relied in the digital world of Liad, which exists on a different server from the digital world ruled by Yggdrasil. It is said that the Olympus 12 possess ability that rival the Royal Knights. So, in retrospect, the Knights have no need to enter the Olympus 12 world and vice versa, because both sides have Digimons, powerful Digimons are capable to handle any situation that their world may come across. And basically, the Olympus 12 rule their world differently. They don't have a higher up power that they follow. Basically, it would fall on Junoman, but Junoman basically feel everything should be balanced. Nobody should rule over another. Basically, the Olympus 12 all run their digital world equally. except for Plutomon, who Jupitermon had to remove from the Olympus 12 due to his cruelty methods on how he handled business, which is not what the Olympus 12 do. I don't recall there has ever been a time that the Olympus 12 had fought the Royal Knights, but I believe that could be an interesting thing that could happen in the Digimon story. How I think the Digimon story could go is there will be another strange phenomenon that will happen, introducing new Digimons we haven't seen from Digimon Fusion show, Digimon Ghost Game, which is a really good show, by the way. I truly recommend. And have like a more powerful Digimon that comes. But this time we don't spend all of our time in the human world. We actually end up in the digital world. And both digital worlds of the Olympus 12 and maybe the Royal Knights got mixed together. But here's the twist. Judging that they don't know who would cause this, the Plutomon might convince Jupitermon that the Royal Knights are the cause of this and they should be removed. With this possibility and no leads for Jupitermon to go on, this might push Jupitermon to fight against the Royal Knights and Yggdrasil. So I believe it'll be a big old conflict between gods and knights in this next Digimon story, and it's up to you as the character to find out who's the true culprit is, and at the same time build up your Digimon team like how you did Story and Hacker's Memory, which would be very awesome judging how powerful the Olympus 12 will be, and them finally get some light, some basically spotlight. Because unless you watch the show Data Squad and Digimon Fusion, you would not see the Olympus 12 Digimons. Even if they were in the show, they didn't act like the Olympus 12. They acted like regular Digimons that anybody could come across. So I believe that would be an interesting story they could possibly go with. And who will be the main villain? It could be another new Digimon that we have not seen, or existing Digimon that have a new transformation, or altogether it could be Plutomon, because in Cyber Sleuth, one of the strongest Digimons, or antagonist Digimons that you had to fight besides the corruption virus was Examon, which is a giant dragon-like Digimon who is a member of the Royal Knights. And you also have Crusadermon, who was disguised as a human, playing a role in the background without you noticing. And then you find out, this is all spoilers by the way, you have not played Cyber Sleuth. It's on the PlayStation Store, it's on Vita, and I believe it's on the Switch at this point. So I suggest you go out and play it and stuff. You find out the female detective who recruited you into the Cyber Sleuth headquarters is turned out to be Alphamon in disguise, which is, I guess you could argue, is the leader of the Royal Knights. I would kind of lean towards Omnimon, to be honest, but I believe Alphamon is more stronger than Omnimon, even though Omnimon is two Digimons fused together, but that's besides the point. So, I hope you guys enjoy, learn a thing or two about the Royal Knight, about the Olympus 12. If any new stuff come out, I might do a update. Maybe there is a whole Digimon wiki that you could learn about the Olympus 12 and all that, but that's a lot to read, and I'm gonna save you the boredom of me just reading through the whole paragraph. It just basically, the Olympus 12 exists in a different server of the digital world that they protect themselves. They watch over all Digimon life forms in their world. Plutomon was exiled from the Olympus 12 due to his cruelty, and Jupitermon was not having it because he believed that's not how they do business in their world. but Plutomon still plays a role. Like, Plutomon may not be in Olympus 12, but he do deliver his judgment that Jupitermon occasionally need to put him in check. So, here's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give a like and subscribe. Please follow the other Divine Tribe members' YouTube channel. And, of course, I'll catch you guys later on the next video. Peace out.